Welcome back. Yeah, here we are. Baseball. So I'm going to talk some baseball. I got a hockey hat on. Couldn't find my A's hat. My A's hat's around here somewhere. I'll find it right after this video is done. But I want to talk about the A's. But at first I want to talk about what everybody seems to be talking about right now. It's just Tony La Russa. Tony La Russa's been in the game for a long time, right? And so the White Sox have him right now, and the record's pretty good. So the problem is when your record's pretty good, manager's not going anywhere. Baseball has some unwritten rules I've never understood. And I will say that as somebody who, at a certain age, I had a choice, baseball or hockey, and I chose hockey to be the sport that I followed primarily. The unwritten rules were one of those things that I was just like, wait, why are they throwing that ball at him? Well, because in the last game, this happened. So they're throwing a ball at him? Yep. They trying to injure him? No, they just want to send a message. But would he have done it again? Yeah, probably. So yeah, Yermin Mercedes, rookie, pretty good rookie too for the White Sox. 358 batting average. That's pretty excellent for a rookie. Although with rookies you always got to wait a while, and after pitchers have seen him a couple of times, after teams have kind of got a book on him, then you find out who the really good rookies are, and who you're flashing the pants. With 6 home runs, 25 RBIs, 11 walks, 25 strikeouts in 38 games. So his numbers are excellent. He's 28 years of age. I always find it remarkable how much older rookies are and tend to be in baseball, because it takes a while to work your way up from single A, double A, triple A. And then, I go back to talking about hockey. People are like, he's not a rookie, he's 23. Okay. So, yeah. And it was a 3-0 count. You guys know the story, against the Twins, and he didn't take it. The ball was thrown at 47 miles an hour. Why do you have to take it? Because La Russa's standing there yelling, take, 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 take. So he hit it. And it went pretty well. And then there's La Russa after the game saying, I'm going to punish him because, there has to be respect for your opposition. What? Like, I understand the whole not running up the score thing. Here's my problem with that from a baseball perspective. Baseball, it's the hitter versus the pitcher, right? It's not as much a team thing as it's individual. So I might come to the plate as a rookie, and I have a chance. There's a pitch coming from a guy who doesn't normally pitch, right? It's coming to me at 47 miles an hour. I got time to dust myself off, make sure my bat's nice and shiny, get ready, get in there. And I mean, I can do all this while the ball's on its way to the plate, sort of take some dust off the plate, maybe hit it again with the bat, and then it's gone. For La Russa to come out and say, well, there's going to be a punishment because you don't do that here. It's one of those things, and I understand. He's not the only manager feeling this way. I guarantee you there's other managers in baseball that hear this and go, well, yeah, you're up 13-4. You're up by this. You don't hit a home run. That's rude. Huh? Has nobody seen huge comebacks in baseball? I have. If anything, to me, it feels like in baseball you get more huge comebacks in those games than you get in any others. Where you're like, all right, well, we're up 10-0. This game's, that's a home run. It's 10-1. There's a hit. Oh, look at that. There's a bunt. Now they got first and second, nobody out. Oh, wow, he dropped that ball in the outfield. Well, there's another run in. It's 10-2. Now we've got 2 guys on. Do we have anybody out yet? No. All right, so it's 10-2, 2 on. Another guy coming to the plate. Oh, that's gone. That's out of the park. It's 10-5. Now they're going to switch pitchers. All right, how's this guy going to do? That's out of the park. It's 10-6. What is happening? I don't think you let your foot off the gas. And that's me. And I understand there's unwritten rules in baseball, but I've seen too many instances where there was a Jays game this week where they were up big and then all of a sudden they weren't. And again, if you don't get those extra runs early, you lose the game. So the whole idea, and then the Twins threw at him the next game, right? Because that's what you do. You throw at the guy the next game. And when La Russa was asked about it after, his reaction was basically, they threw at him. I didn't think it was a big deal. So they threw the ball at him. Should they have kicked him out of the game for throwing at him? It's just him. It's just the kid. Whatever. So, yeah, I have to say, it's bold. It's bold that in 2021 we're still having this discussion, but at least we seem to be having this discussion, and we're starting to see other baseball players saying, this is dinosaur thinking. We need to knock that out of the game. And not only that, but a sport like baseball, where you're trying to get more younger viewers and you're trying to make the game more exciting, to have your manager standing there yelling, take it, take the pitch, don't hit it. Why? The home run's going to be on the highlight reel, not the walk. Now you're like, man, do you know what I love about baseball? The walks. Man, there were 5 walks in the 4th inning tonight. It felt good watching that. It felt great. That pitcher had to pitch like 35 pitches and then ended up with 4 walks. Man, that was great. They don't have the tobacco chewing anymore, but at least they still have the walks. So, yeah, there you go. I've been trying to catch Blue Jays like 30 and 30 where they show their Blue Jay, or the Blue Jays in 30 where they show the full game in 30 minutes. And that works because right now it's still, pretty busy with the playoffs and everything in the NHL, but man, it's stuff like this that just I see this and I say, wow, I don't know. Meanwhile, Oakland, right? So the Oakland A's, we know all the way back since before the movie Moneyball was even a thing, that Oakland doesn't have a budget, right? And part of them not having a budget is their building, which, as quaint as it is and as iconic as it seems to be now, partly because of that movie, it doesn't work. And for Oakland and for Oakland's fans, it may be time to finally have a team that can compete and maybe spend some money. So how do you make that work? You go to Las Vegas. So, they've got permission from Major League Baseball to explore relocation. They're not going to get a new building out of Oakland. And, it's interesting. I've talked about this on this channel before. I know I've talked about it on one of my channels before. I'm pretty sure I've talked about it on this channel. That arenas generally don't work. Like, building a new arena is great and everything, but if you're looking for it to generate huge amounts of revenue for the city or for the state, it generally doesn't. There are exceptions, but generally they're not the cash cow that the owners who are trying to get you to throw in taxpayer money would make you believe. But in Vegas, this can work. The only concern I would have would be exactly the same one you'd have with Arizona, which is, of course, heat. Their games would almost certainly have to be night games. In Las Vegas, because it gets extremely hot there, but it's a minor detail to work around. It really is. At least they don't have to worry about rain delays very much in Vegas. It rains very, very rarely, and you can have them early in the morning. You can have them late at night, but I think that it'll work in Vegas. Obviously, I can't see it being the Las Vegas Athletics. I don't think that works. I think they give it more of a punchy name than that, although they kept the Raiders name when the Raiders switched over to becoming the Las Vegas Raiders. So we'll see if it's the Las Vegas Athletics, if the colors and the name change. The one difference to me too, though, is that Raiders has this great iconic logo and look, and the A's, it doesn't. I mean, they can bring back the elephant and everything, but I mean, I'm wearing a North Stars hat because the colors are similar, right? Of course, the North Stars moved, so I felt like it fits thematically. But yeah, so it looks like the A's are on their way to Oakland. I feel bad for long-suffering Oakland fans. I don't think there's another kind of Oakland A's fan. You have to be long-suffering because that's really all there's been for the A's for decades now. And, I mean, even Moneyball. Is that a movie with a happy ending? Is it? Is it really? Because it kind of, at the end, goes, well, the Red Sox won doing this, but Billy Beane didn't go and work for the Red Sox, so ta-da! I do think they'll end up moving to Vegas. The fact that Major League Baseball's given them permission and they're going to do a tour, they may be trying to strong-arm the city of Oakland into giving them their building, but the city of Oakland, I would think, in the current economic environment we're in, no. Vegas is looking for more tourist revenue right now. That would definitely generate tourist revenue, and it's an outdoor game. And they do have that beautiful new stadium, which was being finished the last time I was down there. And so, yeah, they've got the stadium. They're going to be able to make it work because the NFL and the Major League Baseball don't have a huge amount of crossover with one another in terms of when one ends and the other starts. There's a bit of a crossover there, yes, but it's not huge. And it would be nice to see the A's able to spend money and keep a team together and become a contender year in and year out, and not have to nickel and dime. So, yeah, we'll see what happens there, and whether or not they become the Vegas team right away or how long this takes. But if they're taking a tour of the city, which they are, team officials are taking a tour of the city and all this, a beautiful area. I could recommend huge ideas for, if you're going to Vegas and everything, especially if you don't want to spend a lot of money. I figured out how to go to Vegas and not end up with empty bank account. But it is a great area. It's beautiful. It's hot, very hot. I cannot overstate how hot it is there, but honestly, it's great. And I think sports of all sorts will work there. And it's interesting too because the NHL goes there. Now we have football. The NFL's there. Major League Baseball is going to go. It's going to happen. And so the only one left would be the NBA. And they already have the summer basketball there. And that is huge. Summer basketball is absolutely huge in the city. And I would expect, we were there during the summer basketball, I want to say 3 years ago. We were there during that week. And it's everywhere in that city. So the city knows how to work around the sports thing. So it's always had kind of a reputation. Their reputation's getting thrown aside. Vegas has kind of become a family-friendly city in most areas. It's definitely skewed more towards that side. So that whole what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas side, it's still there. But they've definitely understood, hey, we'll make more money if we appeal to the family side of things. And sports definitely helps with that. Pro sports definitely helps. And it can generate some money under the right circumstances. Like I said, you don't want to build a brand new stadium just with the idea of it being a cash cow, because it probably won't be. But yeah, I think this is going to work. And it would be kind of fun to go to Vegas and see a baseball game. I honestly, I'd be open to that. My wife, not so much. So she would probably just be like, all right, well, I'm just going to walk around downtown. I'll be walking around the strip. You go to the baseball game, and she wouldn't even notice I was gone. She'd go to the mile long mall thing they have there, and Miracle Mile, or yeah. So there's all kinds of things to do in Vegas. There's shows all day. So yeah. We'll see what happens with the A's and whether or not the name changes or anything, but I would think the A's move. I'd be very surprised if they don't. Because again, they have permission to talk, and it's Vegas. It's Las Vegas, and there's a building, and there's going to be fans, and it'll work. All right, but let me know your thoughts in the comments section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. And hey, thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I'll talk to you again soon.